Hey, g'day everyone. This is Monday, July the 5th, 2021, and this is A Voice in the Wilderness with me, Lad from the Woods. I'm going to talk about this ongoing battle between Jimmy Dore, Kyle Kolkinski, whatever his name is. Kyle, man. Like George Carlin says, like, Kyle? That's not a man's name. Anyways, I'm a Paul in real life, eh? Okay, like, Paulie. Anyways, I'm one of the guys that beats up Kyles and Todds and all these other. I'm just kidding. Okay, it's a George Carlin routine, so don't everybody get up and think I'm not threatening little Kyle Kalinske. I would just need to flick my finger and he go running crying in a room. So don't anybody get that into their stupid heads. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about is all these people, and I'll talk directly to you guys, Jimmy, Kyle, Aaron Matei, what's his name? That's always with Jimmy. I can't think of his name. Fuck. Ron Placone, Stephanie, you two. Any of you online people, you're all calling each other friends, okay? And I got to tell you something, man. It's like Hollywood. There are no friends on the fucking internet. I don't know where you people got into your head, because Kyle does a fucking podcast, and Jimmy, you do a podcast, and you guys whatever about whatever. And let me say, I'm a big Jimmy Dore fan. I am not a fan of Kyle at all. Fan whatever. But here's the thing: unless you guys are sitting at each other's dinner table, have spent 30 years popping beers, or 5 years as kids in school or whatever, you're not fucking friends. Okay, and I think this is the problem, especially with you millennials. You now base your friendships through this fucking camera. Okay? This fucking camera. That's not friendship. Friendship is when you're sitting at a table like I am, and then your buddy's sitting across there, and you're drinking coffee or weed, smoking weed, whatever you're doing, okay? Or you go out and you go camping, or you go to movies, or you go to concerts, or, anything. And then you're there for each other when the shit happens and when things are thick. But you guys screaming at each other, telling each other you're friends on the internet, that's not the same thing. Do you not know the fucking difference? Like, is social media got you so isolated in your little houses or your little boxes? You don't even live in houses, most of you. You live in these great big cities in little fucking square boxes and blame everybody else for the world's problems. I don't get it. I don't, man. Like, I understand, like, if you got 3 or 4 people that are hanging out with you around your house, or you're going to their place, or, a bunch of buddies hanging around a garage, standing around having beer like the old days. Well, I guess people still do that, or people like me that go up camping with folks and whatever. That is when you're making real friends. Otherwise, everybody else is just acquaintances. There's even differences between friends and acquaintances. These people that have 5,000 friends on Facebook. No, man. There was always a thing that we were taught as kids back in the 60s and 70s. In your life, you might have five, read that again, 5 real, true, and blue friends that become like family members, brother, sister, that kind of thing. The rest are acquaintances. You can claim whatever you want, but you know damn well what I'm talking about. Girls, that's that one friend that no matter what you say or do, your friend is right there listening and being there. Same with the guys, brothers. You're there for your brother, and or your best friend, or your best friend becomes, like a family member. But all the rest of it, man, is acquaintances. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just they're not friends, okay? That's in the real world. Now we get to social media, Jimmy and Kyle and the rest of you, and I realize you guys have probably met in different places and, stuff like that. I understand that. You've probably gone to Jimmy's comedy club shows, which are very good, and so on. But that still don't make you fucking friends. It makes you acquaintances. Acquaintances that do the same thing, comedy or podcast or whatever. But you're not fucking friends. Okay? So you guys need to learn what that definition is. I should get a dictionary out here and read it to you. But even a dictionary can't describe it right. So, I mean, you kids, millennials, Generation Z, whatever, Z, I guess, yeah, in the States, like, you need to rethink on what your friends are. And you know, something that should have taught you that is when you get your double backs and you're out there and the world is now returning to a normal place, you should actually go see people, sit in their backyard, or go fishing, or go hunting, or go see a movie or a concert together in real life. Okay? You know, real life. And, you know, from there, and being friends isn't something that you become after 3 days. Oh my God, the best person I ever met. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, friends don't become friends in 3 days. That takes years, okay? You know, years, okay? Years. You know, people marvel. It's like, holy fuck, you've had friends for like over 40 years. Yeah. Okay, 40 fucking years, some of my close, and I call her my sister. One lives in Comox, BC. Her husband, I call a brother-in-law, because I've known these people like since I was very young, and they're my friends. And her family took me in to their circle like another family member. Okay, that's how it was. That's a friend. Okay, my best friend and my best fishing buddy for 25, 30 years. Name was Norm. He was murdered back in February. Okay. We traveled thousands of miles together and hundreds of days of camping, you know, together, and fishing, and just everything under the thing to do with outdoors. And he was a true blue friend. You know, when I near died with my stents, he's the one that was running me back and forth to the hospital. Now, Jimmy, if you get a fucking heart thing, is Kyle Kalinske, your friend, going to be there to drive you to the hospital? No. I mean, he probably lives in the other end of the country. That's not a friend. That's an acquaintance on the internet or a fellow podcaster, but that's not a fucking friend. So, you know, I have another friend, Ron. He served in the Canadian Army. He's a biker now. Not a patched one, but like a biker. Big 6'8", you know, 300-pounder. He suffered from PTSD from his time in the Army, and they had to finally let him go. Like he was a career kind of guy, and they finally said, like, you know, this is, you're gonna need to go get things. And he said, yeah, you're right. And so he's now got himself under control with the PTSD. Well, when I was living at the campground, this friend, my brother Ron, Captain Crunch, I call him as his nickname, is he was there every single day when I would get up and kind of hobble outside with my heart. That was before my heart got its stents, because I wasn't to move around. So he was running around, coming over and doing shit for me. And he's been on the phone with me and texting, you know, hours, and just, you know, talking to me about my PTSD and understanding and stuff like that. He is a friend. I'm driving all the way to Alberta here in November to go see my friend and my brother and my compadre. Okay? But this thing where, Jesus, oh, my friend, I've lost my friend, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. And listen, I'm not smacking against Jimmy, so don't get anybody get pissed off, because Jimmy is like my numero uno for keeping me in the straight and narrow when it comes to what's going on in the world, especially with all the shit that goes on down your way there. Not that we don't have it here, we have it here too, just not to the degree. But, like, I hate to see Jimmy get into this thing, you know? As for Kyle, this guy's a fucking dweeb, not in contact with 99% of the rest of the world. You guys got to remember, this New York, Washington, California thing is not the world, man. It's not the world anything in Canada. Toronto is like that. They think they're the center of the universe. But the rest of this country, which is a lot bigger than they are, okay, rural, normal, whatever, forest, bush, okay, people that all inhabit there are the same ones that have been in Canada for 200 years, their families. And the city people have no real connection to us, and we have no real connection to them, other than they buy up our farms so they can feed their people. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. But the point is hang on. How you people think on these two coasts is not the majority, even though you think so. And this Kyle guy is not a guy that I would fucking sit down and think I would meet in rural Michigan or fucking Montana or fucking Texas. I mean, I don't know where he lives or where he comes from, but this guy is just not, he's not he says he's going to beat up someone with these pink little hands. Have you even done a day of work in your life outside of fucking, what you're doing or school, Kyle? Like, have you actually lived the life of somebody that digs ditches or picks up garbage or, whatever, all these tough, hard jobs? Those are the real people of America. They are the majority, not you people, okay? And they don't have ways of talking on the internet or the time because they're having to, survive on 3 jobs, Kyle. Okay? You ever have 3 jobs, brother? If I'm wrong, correct me, but I don't think you ever have. And, listen, everybody has their thing in life, but don't sit there and say, well, you understand how people think and how, what you're thinking is what people think, because it ain't, man. For your 600,000 users out of 7 billion people in the fucking world. I mean, don't overextend your importance, podcasters, and that includes myself. Otherwise, you end up being like CNN and MSNBC and Fox, overstating their importance to the way of the world. I hear about Fox, 2 million people watch their news. That's not half the country, Jimmy. Even if it's 5 million, that's not half the country, Jimmy. You have 300 million people in your country, if not more. It's not the entire country. The 3 channels alone aren't a tenth viewership on the entire country. Okay? And a lot of people don't have the time to sit and watch those news channels. They watch the 6 o'clock news, they go to bed at 8 o'clock, and are up at 4 in the morning to go work their factory job or out on the farm or whatever have you. So you guys are not connected when I hear you talking. Okay? And so don't sit there and think that your self-importance is that big, because it ain't. And neither am I. Okay, I come from a different place. I am those people. I drove cement mixer for 30 fucking years. I worked in a strip club, okay, as a manager, and I've done lots of fucking things. I rode Harleys back in the 80s and 90s, and was up to all kinds of stuff. I did a ton of jobs when I was a kid, delivering newspapers, digging the fucking ditches, still doing that here on my own property. Okay, so I come from those people, and I can tell you what a lot of them are thinking when they hear people like you with your cute little suit and your cute little setup there and everything. And that's fine. Everybody has their place. Joe Rogan, everybody. But, there's a comparison. You and Jimmy together can't muster what Joe Rogan does. So you're overstating your importance. And you know what? Same thing, man. Joe Rogan, I'm sure, is a little bit smarter on who his friends are and who they're not. And I mean, he has his work friends. He's a country boy in a way, because his attitude comes across that way. And, well, not a country boy, just somebody that's outside of whatever circles that, oh man. But he's the kind of guy, I'm sure, has a separate friend life that is completely private, away from his podcast and everything. Okay, so it's not like he's going around saying, oh yeah, me and Kyle are going to go drinking in LA next this Friday to go see the Door. I was going to say the Doors. LA won't. Anyways, but you know what I mean, right? No, that's not what's going to be happening. So you're not friends. And I'm not saying that different peoples from different classes can mix. Certainly they fucking can. But when I sit and listen to a guy like Kyle Kalinske or the Sam Cedar or these other people, it's like, man, you're not coming from the same world I'm coming from. Especially you people from DC. You are in some bubble that is completely separate from the rest of the world. Never the United States. The entire fucking world. Okay, this is ending at 15 minutes. So all I want to say is, smarten up. You guys aren't friends. Say what you got to say. Kyle, you are a weasel, and you weaseled your way this thing with Jimmy. And no, he didn't slut shame her. She put herself in that position. He made a joke. He apologized. But the point is, what is she doing running around offices doing that? And you know what? I'm going to say something that's, you know, not nice and misogynistic, but she's on there. The way she dresses is to bring viewers in. She's eye candy. That's all she is. And the way she threatened Jimmy is just reminds me of the Eastern European strippers when they'd come over here and start scamming men and blackmailing them in. She's exactly the fucking same. The fuck you thing on a TV show, you know, all that. But don't sit there and you lecture Kyle about what's right in an office and what isn't, because you ain't working in no fucking office, okay? And that wouldn't be tolerated in the offices of like CNN or Ford Motor Company in Dearborn, whatever. That kind of behavior, where if she's bending over and half a dozen people see a lot more than they should be, she'd be remanded that and brought to human resources, Kyle. But you wouldn't know that, Kyle, because you've never really worked a fucking real job, Kyle. So leave Jimmy all alone with this. You stop fucking being a weasel, and maybe some of your so-called friends will be back. Hey, Kyle, did any of your friends that you actually sit down and have a beer with, if you drink beer, you look like a white wine drinker, beer, do you actually have those? And do you actually associate with them, Kyle? Okay? So I'm going to end this here now, Kyle. And like I said, Jimmy's not guilty here, and he's totally in the right. And as a matter of fact, she should be charged. That is illegal. It's against the law to blackmail somebody, and it's in public. It's a wonder the fucking FBI hasn't shown up at her door. If I was Jimmy, I'd be on the horn to the fucking cops for that kind of blackmail, okay? But not me. She didn't do it to me. Me, I'd handle it different. I'd be on the first flight out to wherever that office is. But anyways, that's me, because I come from the middle of the country. I don't call lawyers and all that, because, you know, people like me can't afford that. Okay? So, Kyle, you can go fuck yourself. Jimmy, keep up the good work, and don't get mixed up with these clowns, and stop calling everybody your friend, because they're not. Your friends are the ones that sit in your house, or you've known for 30, 40, 50 years, whatever. Okay? If you want to help this channel, please help me with supporting by buymeacoffee.com/ladfromthewoods. Also paypal.com/ladfromthewoods. And don't forget my other channels, UFO Life, Fishing Camp Life, and Cannabis Life with Lad from the Woods. You know, when you support me, you're getting 4 channels. Okay, because I got nothing better to do but sit on my ass because I wrecked my hand with a chainsaw. And they tell me no more driving trucks and all that shit. So I sit here broke and nothing to do but sit and talk on this fucking camera. Okay? So everybody, hope you have a good day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Get your vaccination if you haven't. As July 4th and July 1st has proved, we're definitely on the way back up to being normal. So let's get back to partying, working, and all the other stuff. Okay? Everyone have a good one. Bye-bye.